So in this video, we're going to go over offers in e-commerce. And this is something that is surprisingly overlooked. Everyone knows that you need really good ads. Everyone knows you need creative volume, all that kind of stuff, right? But not many people are actually talking about offers. They think that it's as simple as putting up your product page and then listing a price and, running traffic and people will buy. But in a lot of cases, your offer can actually make or break your business. And of course, a lot of you are probably familiar with Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. He talks about this all the time. So what I'm going to do in this video is try to explain it in ecom terms and go over some offers that I analyzed. So this is an offer vault that I built out. I analyzed 100 offers of the top D2C brands, and I analyzed a lot of different data points on what kind of offers they were running, what was the average AOV, what kind of landing page did they have, what's the industry, all that. And I'll go through that in a second. The reason this is really important is because a lot of people, once they realize that they actually need a good offer, is they'll sit there and try to come up with something. And you don't need to do that. With pretty much everything in business, you can literally just copy what's working and twist it and make it your own. You should never be sitting there spinning your wheels trying to figure out what should my offer be. Even asking ChatGPT, it can give you some good answers, but why don't you just look at what's working for other brands and copy that exactly and then just make it your own? It's going to make your job so much easier. So that's what the purpose of this vault is. You can go in and you can filter by your industry, your niche, and you can see what offers are actually working in real time. Let's go ahead and just get into it. So up here at the top, we have this dashboard and you see a couple different things. We have the average AOV, the median AOV, the minimum, the max, and the total offers. So there's 100 offers. Like I said, some of the top brands are in here. You'll see. So there's a lot of ad spend being put behind these offers. A lot of traffic and media is being sent to these offers. So they are proven to convert, right? So the average AOV off the rip, $90. Now this is artificially high because you'll see the max AOV is about $1,400. It was a furniture store. And the minimum is very low, $9. That's like an intro, trial offer basically. So take that with a grain of salt. The median AOV is what you should really be looking for. The true average is closer to the median just from what I was seeing. It's about $45, which is generally in line with what I see with a lot of D2C brands in terms of their AOV. Obviously it depends on the brand, but for this example, we'll roll with 45. So those are the stats. Now, a couple of things in here. There's categories. So it's going to be heavily skewed towards certain categories. As you'll see down here, supplements was about 27%. Other was 16%, household 7%, personal care 15%. Food and drink 16 and beauty 19. I just put these together myself. Of course, there's some that could fall in multiple. There's some that maybe don't fall in any of them, but I try to keep it pretty generic. So most of them are supplements. If you're in supplements, then the good news is you can get very creative with offers. And I've seen this time and time again. I run media for a supplement company, and crafting a good offer was literally what transformed our business pretty much overnight. So that's the good news. If you're not in supplements, however, though, you can still apply these same techniques. You can still take these offers and apply them and make them your own, right? And so the other ones, beauty, there's a lot of those, food and drink, personal care, but no matter your industry, you can find a winning offer. And so over here, we have offers by type. And this is a really interesting data point here. So there's subscription, bundle, discount, BOGO, savings, bundle, discount. And then some of these are more combinations like buy more, save more, subscription bundle, all that good stuff. As you can see, an overwhelming amount was subscription. About 48% of all the offers was subscription. Then you have bundle at 27, discount at 13. And again, subscription and bundle, they have discount. But what I mean by this is it's just a pure discount. There's no bundle. There's no subscription. It's just here's our product. Here's the discount. BOGOs, buy one, get one. And then there's some more here. But very interesting is that subscription is number one. Again, for certain industries, this makes more sense. Like supplements is huge for subscription. If you're not running subscription and you have a supplement company, I don't know what you're doing. But of course, there's other ones you can get creative with. You can do bundles, all that. If we go down to AOV distribution, so this one's really interesting as well. Down here, we have the under $25. It's about 10%. Like I said, the median and the true mean is about $45. And as you can see here, about 45% of them are between $25 and $50. Next up, we have $50 to $75, about 15%, $75 to $100, about 40%, 14%, and then $100, about 16%. So pretty evenly distributed all throughout here. The outlier is the $25 to $50. So again, it depends on your product, your brand, but generally you should aim to be in this area. However, and I'll show this in a second, you can increase your AOV way more than this if you have a really good offer. So don't think that you need to be confined to this just because the bulk of the brands are in here. Just know that this is kind of the general mean of the brands just in this list. Again, it's only 100, but I think 100 is enough to gauge general trajectories on some of this stuff. Then you have your savings distribution. So for each offer, no matter what it was, because they all involve a discount to some degree, no matter how it's packaged, whether it's bundle, subscription, just straight discount, I included the exact savings amount for each one. And so you'll see down here at the lowest is 0 to 10%. I see a lot of subscription offers offering like 10%. To be honest, that's really not that enticing. I would aim for at least 10 to 20%, which you can see is this next one up here. That is the second most. We're in this bracket. If you can offer 20 to 30%, then that's great. And most of the brands are in here. That's a huge discount that is actually enticing to consumers. And again, if you think you can't offer 30%, just increase the price of your product. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. Unless you're a huge brand and people are really tied to your prices, you're going to be okay. So next up down here, we have 30 to 40%, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 plus. So again, pretty evenly distributed between 40 and 60 plus, and then like 0 to 10. The bulk is in here between 10 and 40%. So you should generally aim to land within there. I mean, anything outside of 40%, 40% plus really is like Black Friday, Cyber Monday material. So I would stick to like anywhere from 10 to 30% and you'll be fine. Down here, you can see there's 100 offers that we have put in here. And so I structured this in a very simple and clean way. It has the brand, so Nectar Sleep. What type of offer is it? It's a discount. What is the industry? Personal care. What's the AOV? And this is in a descending order. So this one is the highest AOV one, about $1,400. What is the saving percentage? 64%. And then if you click this, you can actually view the offer. So I included the links to the landing page for every single one of these, and you'll see the price there. You'll see the savings right there. So this is a really powerful tool that you can actually use to model your own offers off of what's working for other brands. I will link this in the description, and you can also comment if you want access as well. But yeah, it lists them by brand, and then it's in descending order from AOV. I don't think there's a filter in here, but I can add one. Some of these are missing the URLs, of course. I'll just go in and add those. But generally, most of them are in here. So you can just go through this and literally just click on them one by one, and it's going to take you to the exact company, and you're going to see the offer right there. I did all of the manual work up front, so you don't need to do this yourself, because trust me, you don't want to do this. It took me a long time, which is why I'm going to give this away for free, just because it's super valuable and I think it's really useful. All right, so now let's do an example. In this case, we're going to do a clean sunscreen brand, and we're going to assume a normal AOV of $15. We're going to say that their average CAC is about $20, so they're unprofitable in the acquisition. And then let's say that their LTV is about $20. Maybe they have like an extra $5 that they squeeze out of the customer, right? Your LTV to CAC ratio, which you should always be looking at with paid advertising, is 1. It's a 1-to-1. For every $20 you spend, you're getting $20 out of your customer, right? Let's think about how we can craft an offer for this brand. So we know it's sunscreen. What would make sense to do with sunscreen? We could do a bundle. You could do a 3-pack for a discount. That's good. But we can do something even better. We can do subscription. Now, a lot of you probably think, oh, I can only do subscription for supplements. That's not the case. So let me show you. If you think about sunscreen, in the summer, people are constantly buying new bottles. You don't just buy one bottle and it's going to last you the whole summer. You pretty much need to buy a bottle for like every trip that you do. And so instead of just having people go to the store and just buy random bottles, why don't you provide them with the entire supply for the whole summer? You can do that and craft an offer around that. And that can be in your messaging, in your headline, and all your copy. You're getting your entire summer's worth of sunscreen in one package, all the supply that you need for a discounted price. That sounds a lot better than just saying, hey, here's a discount on our sunscreen. Now we can take it a step further and integrate subscription. A lot of times people aren't just buying for themselves. They're going on trips with people, whether it's a significant other, their children, their friends, whoever it is. You can speak to that in the messaging too, and you can build that into your offer. So in this case, you do a subscription and bundle offer. So you bundle a 3-pack for $35. So you're saving $10 because normally it's $15 a pack. If you ordered 3 packs outside of the bundle, that's $45. In this case, you get it for $35, hence the saving $10. On top of that, they're going to need refills. So on top of that, we're going to offer a 20% discount on refills. So you get this bundle pack, a 3-pack for $35, but knowing that they're going to need more for themselves or their family, whoever, we're also going to put you on a subscription, and you could do the timeline, whatever makes sense, every 3 months, every year, whatever makes sense. In this case, we'll just say, every 6 months or something like that. You get a 20% discount on refills. So we'll send you new bottles once you run out for a 20% discount. Like I said, again, they're going to need new bottles regardless. Everyone needs sunscreen. So this is actually an enticing, good offer. With that in mind, the new mechanics look like this. The new normal AOV is $35 because it's the $35 bundle for the 3-pack. The CAC stays the same. We'll assume a $20 CAC. In a lot of cases, actually, if you have a better offer, your CAC will go down even more, but we're just going to play it safe for this one. So we'll say the same CAC of $20. The new LTV is $50. It's the $35 on the bundle, and then assume 1 or 2 subscription refills, $50. The new LTV to CAC ratio is 2.5. So just from crafting that offer, we went from a 1-to-1 LTV to CAC to a 2.5. This is a really simple high-level example, but you see how this can completely shift and transform your acquisition for your business overnight. So I highly encourage you to go through this vault. Again, I'll give everyone access to this for free. I made this just for people to get value out of it, because I think it can really help you put together good offers for your business. And then brainstorm what would make sense. What makes sense for your customer? What are they asking for? Look through the comments, the reviews, testimonials, talk to ChatGPT, whatever you need to do. Look at competitors, whatever you need to do to come up with something that your customers would really want and is enticing. And of course, the goal is increasing this AOV. You need to squeeze out as much out of your customer on the front end as you can to be profitable on the acquisition. And then on the back end, the offer should take care of your LTV. Ideally, you get them on some sort of subscription, but if not, you can upsell them, cross-sell them, downsell them on various offers. You get the gist. If you want access, just click the link and I'll give it to you. I hope this was valuable, and let me know in the comments what you want me to build next. And if you need any help crafting your own winning offer, just let me know and I'll be happy to help.